Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Happy Friday. I hope you're all doing wonderful, and I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. I am very sleepy today, but we're gonna go ahead and continue our campaign to raise money for medical aid for Palestinians by playing through all 256 games of the Games for Gaza bundle. That was released back in late October. Last time we reached magic number 69. And this time around we got a couple more games for you. Just so we can keep momentum going. I would at one point really like to get back into the habit of like doing maybe like 4 games of like a stream or something, and like doing them like at least twice a week, or twice, no, sorry, not twice a week, sorry, twice a month. But just I'm just a huge mess right now, so I don't have that capacity to be planning uh really much of anything. But I have just enough capacity to handle doing this, so let's go ahead and get started. Also, hello to Peeps as well, and thank you to Nash for the resub. I really appreciate it. Hello to Fizz and Luby, and anybody else who might be lurking. Really appreciate all of your support. Let's get to it. Alrighty, hello everybody. How are you doing?
Hello.
Hello.
Right.
Hello, meme fan. So, does anybody want to introduce themselves? Good luck
I
today.
guess
Thank
we'll
you
go
very much.
left to right. I'm a physicist. I'm a brain in a jar. I play a lot of different games.
Oh, I'm Nash. Okay. I don't really stream right now because my stuff's broken. But when I do stream, I like doing a bunch of horror and other stuff that's horror adjacent.
Nice.
And I'm mostly the Hot Lady Knight VTuber. I do mostly RPGs and story-driven games, and you might know me from the Valheim series, currently going on Soroka's channel and my own channel.
Where we learn that suffering builds character.
Exactly.
We learn that every day.
There's so much character in that swamp.
Oh,
Well, we're done with it now, and we're gonna move on to the mountains next week, most likely.
There's so much character in the mountains.
I don't remember it being as bad as the swamp, but maybe I just have a natural distaste for swamp. We'll find out, I guess. But for now, we're going to be going ahead and playing the first game of tonight, which is called Sword Poem RPG. And this is a one-page tabletop role-playing game about a cursed sword and the people it kills. So, to play, you'll need a 6-sided die, a journal, a long-form recording device, and 1 to 7 people to play with. You will play as a cursed sword, narrating the lives of the people who wield it from the moment they pick it up to the moment it destroys them utterly. It can also be about another weapon, anything that inflicts violence. To start, describe the wielder of the cursed sword. Beginning with the oldest player, create a number of principles that the wielder of the cursed sword follows. These principles should only be a single sentence with a clear or practical application. It can be anything from, I will love my spouse from this life to the next, to, I will never betray my leader, no matter the circumstances. Write these principles down as you determine them. You may contextualize these principles as much as you like, but only write down the principle. Once you've created a suitable number of principles, I recommend 10, determine the name and pronouns of the wielder. Let's go ahead and get this set up. Alrighty. Biz, are you older than I am?
I'm not sure.
Are you older than 31? You don't have to say a number, but
Yes.
okay. Well, Lumi, you're younger than I am, I think, right?
But older than Nash.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
then.
it's not that hard to be. It's not that hard to be older than
Oh,
me.
oh
Not
yeah, oh
harder
yeah,
to be older than Nash, no.
oh yeah. No, I felt it was pretty clear who was the youngest player here. All right, so Fizz, would you like to describe a principle that this wielder of the cursed sword has?
Sure. One sec. Okay, the wielder of the cursed sword wants to keep it from harming their family because they've heard things about it. Oh, is that not a good principle? Did I misunderstand?
You could
Do you
simplify
wanna
it into a few words like, I won't let the cursed sword, or I won't hurt anyone I love. Or, I will protect my family.
basically is like as kind of like simple as we can get them?
Gotcha. Um, should it be just like like a broad principle for life and not necessarily related to the situation at hand?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
De-
Oh, yeah, I
like
wanna
Defining
protect-
character traits, yeah.
Okay, I want to protect my family. Works.
sounds good. I've got to go do one. I'm gonna say this person will. Their principle is to never destroy the balance of nature. Lumi.
Okay, I am thinking. Well, I didn't come with a trait in mind, but we could do something along the lines of they will never tell a lie.
Nash.
Will punish evildoers.
Nash holds the sword aloft and swears this.
All right, Fizz. Need another principle from you.
Let me think. Um, Still thinking.
Take your time.
We can also go a little bit out of order if you want, in case like someone has something in mind already.
Do you have something
I've
in
got
mind, Lumi?
I've got something ready. I
You
just
got
came up
something?
with it.
Okay.
Oh, Fizz can go then.
I will preserve knowledge for future generations.
Alrighty, I'm gonna say. Yeah, I will mentor those under my command. Lumi.
I will never refuse a duel when challenged.
Ooh.
Nash.
Hmm. I'm blanking now. Hmm.
Sounds like you forgot the promise.
Okay, well, shit.
Think of something you'd say while holding the sword aloft.
Uh, well, make sure to keep up appearances.
Okay. Fizz.
Hmm. Still thinking.
Oh yeah, I didn't put music on. 1 second. Whee!
It's definitely hard to picture what kind of character this is at the exact moment.
Yeah,
But I can imagine a stereotypical knight-like character, just from reading these few principles, if that gives you any ideas, Fizz.
Right.
I'm gonna say one while you're waiting.
Okay. Go ahead.
Oh no, Volka! Volka, how dare you!
Jeez.
I can throw one in.
Sure.
I will never kill the king.
I will never kill the king and assume the throne myself.
I will never kill the king and then eat him.
Oh,
How
you could combine those two.
Yeah.
about I will always be prepared for the worst.
Nash, do you want to do one? So we got a clean 12.
Or I will never harm in the pursuit of knowledge.
All right. Determine the name and pronouns of the wielder. So basically, we can just kind of say at random. Do we have any kind of ideas for the kind of person this is?
Maybe I'm just Dark Souls brained at the moment, but like stereotypical knight.
I think
Maybe
they
like
would
a
be-
soul.
I think they would be like a seasoned veteran based on what they're concerned with.
Yeah. I'm picturing in my head like maybe they first uncovered this cursed weapon because, you know, like the king sent them to investigate rumors of it or something.
Sir Lionheart the Paladin. Anyone have anything to add to that, or
No, that's good.
that's good?
Yeah, works for me.
Pronouns could be literally anything. In fact, they could just be gender fluid if they wanted to.
Sounds good. All right, so after you've described the wielder, they shall find the cursed sword. Have each player describe the cursed sword with a single adjective. Is it curved? Is it shadowy? Is it plain? I remember it with shining steel and firm grip. As a table, determine where they found the cursed sword and how it called to them. So first, cursed sword. First, we need to figure out what it looks like.
So what type of sword are we talking about? That's where we should start.
That's you can go ahead and start us off as the sword expert. What's an adjective you want the sword to have?
Okay, so I wouldn't just say a specific sword type. I'll start with some flavor actually.
Okay.
The sword has a very cold grip. It feels as if your fingers are about to freeze off while you hold it.
All right.
Let's say it's iridescent, like the shine on an oil spill.
I'm going to say, it's got an eagle on the. Oh no, what is it called? I forgot the name of
Pommel?
the actual thing. No, it's not pommel, but I was gonna. I'm just gonna say pommel.
Crossguard?
Yeah, it's crossguard, isn't it?
Oh, does it have like wings? like spread wings.
I think that'd be really cool.
Nash?
Well maintained.
Okay. Each player described this cursor with a single adjective. As a table, determine where they found the cursed sword and how it called to them. Does anybody have any starting ideas?
An ancient ruin, perhaps, of a lost civilization?
Like an ancient temple?
Yeah. And Sir Lionheart has stumbled into these ruins for whatever reason.
Fizz, Nash? Do you want to maybe say how it called to them?
I'd say it was the only thing of note they found in the ruins, as if the ruins were there for it.
Nash?
I was gonna say it was gonna have like echoing voices coming out of it.
Okay.
Heck yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, like they think they'll find more people in the ruins, and they just find the sword.
Did the voices promise anything in particular? Or
Maybe they just like seemed to call out in general.
to...
Oh, no, wait, no, I have an idea.
Okay,
It promises knowledge.
Oh, yeah.
Promises infinite knowledge. An understanding of all things, living and unliving.
Ooh.
Okay. Anything else anyone would like to add to that?
I think that's good.
All right. So, now, starting with the youngest player, write down an additional principle that the wielder gains with experience. Describe how they came to learn this lesson and how the cursed sword influenced their action. So, now that they've found the sword, what's something that they've learned with their experience with the cursed sword?
Let's see. The more they use it, the lighter it feels.
That's a principle, not a...
Oh, it's a principle. Okay. What would be an experience then?
Well, something you learn, something you like, a principle that you create through your experience.
Yeah, it's a new principle that the characters earned through using the sword.
Okay.
So,
So a bit-
like, the game is literally about, us corrupting this character and
Yeah.
ruining their lives. So, get creative with it.
All right.
Suffering builds character.
What about the?
They.
Okay.
The wielder gains with experience. So, can it be something like they are being less gentle with criminals now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Increased violence towards the wicked. Or I will show the wicked no mercy.
There we go. Describe how they came to learn this lesson and how the cursed sword influenced their action. So do you want to describe how they came to figure that out during their time with the Cursed Sword. Can I offer a suggestion?
Yeah.
What if the voices whispered the crimes of the person that they were looking at?
Nice.
Ooh, that's good.
I'm gonna say crimes that, and then, like, to add on to that, like crimes that had never been punished.
Mhm.
Anything you want to add to that?
No.
All right. So now it's time. Roll a 6-sided die and cross out a number of principles equal to the number rolled. So 4 principles. So describe how the Cursed Sword caused them to either destroy or warp their principles. Once these principles are lost, they are lost forever. So go ahead, pick 4 principles to destroy and tell us how the Cursed Sword caused them to destroy or warp these principles.
You're still on me?
Yeah.
Oh. 4, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so
you're
how did-
executing these principles.
Alright.
how
let's
did,
see.
How did this experience we just came up with warp these principles? So pick related ones that would have been changed by it.
You don't have to pick
Mhm.
related ones, but that's a good
Oh,
way to start.
Well, I gotta say then, the sword was starting to say some crimes that the king did.
Okay. What's next?
Let's do, the sword promised, more knowledge in harming certain people.
So the last one there? Never harm
Yeah.
anyone?
Yep.
All right. What's next?
after all, what are a few lives weighed against the heft of wisdom?
Let's see. Well, due to all the stuff, energy, and whatever the hell coming out of the sword, we're not keeping up appearances anymore.
All right.
Looking like some edgelord now.
You don't understand my vast wealth of knowledge.
The once stalwart paladin is now looked upon with fear by those he would protect.
The sword is telling me to listen to Weezer.
Buddy Holly, say it ain't so. The Blue Album.
I'm thinking of flannel armor now.
Where's your flannel to bard, Lumi?
Oh no.
And then one more.
Yeah, I think one more. Gruff Pitch Lord. Eye bags or something.
Sorry. What's next?
One more. So let's see. I'm thinking of two of these that I'm thinking of getting rid of. But
You want to flip a coin between the two of them?
sure.
Heads. You got
Head.
which one's on heads and which one's on tails?
Heads is balance of nature. Tails is tell a lie.
I should have used the D4 for this. Actually, I'm going to use the D4. I fucking hate the coin in this game.
Coin bag.
All right.
Money corrupts.
Do you want odds, nature, evens?
Sure.
What was the other one? Sorry.
Evens would be lie.
Here we go. It's odds, so it is nature.
All right.
So how does the sword fuck that up? How does the sword make them fuck up? I should clarify.
Making them, I guess, just do damage to. Let's see. I guess just more stuff in pursuit of more knowledge and higher power.
So like kind of industrialization or something?
Yeah, sure.
This is a surprisingly multi-talented paladin.
The sword's telling him what to do.
Yeah, the sword bestows all power.
Seize the sawmills, burn coal. This is how to make an automobile.
Yeah. Here is how you make a cell phone.
Oh no.
It's the voice.
Now
The voice
you
is
can
like
take a selfie.
the voice
It's
is like
goddamn Palpatine again.
This is how you do coding. I want you to make an application called TikTok.
it's like middle-aged smoking Frieza.
Oh no.
I guess we go back around, starting with the youngest player. So I think then it would be.
I think I would go next
Yeah,
then.
yeah, because you're the second youngest.
Yeah, okay, so the new trait that the paladin gains after acquiring the sword is, let me think. I view others as lesser than me, or, less significant, or I can't find words at the moment. Basically, they have a superiority complex now.
None of the rest of these Philistines have a talking sword that tells them how to ride a train.
You see, I have more followers on team. Therefore, I am the most supreme being of all supreme beings.
Oh,
I love that.
oh.
None of these other simpletons watch anime.
Oh no.
You
Lord
taught me
Ibex.
last week how to rig a live 2D model. I've started VTubing years before anyone else could even fathom the idea.
Are we sure the sword is bad?
I don't know.
How did the
I think
cursed
killing the
sword?
king's pretty bad.
Yeah, this is true. How did the cursed sword influence this principle?
Okay, so through gaining knowledge and, you know, like understanding future technologies and whatnots, they've begun to see how primitive everyone else is, and how the times are behind and things need to change and evolve. A specific event could perhaps be going back to the killing of the king. That being the like moment where they're like, yeah, no, everyone else is below me. Like I'm so much cooler than everyone and smarter and etc. etc. I phrased it terribly, but I hope the general concept is understandable.
Okay, yeah, that seems alright.
Yeah,
Like,
the way you wrote that there is pretty much what I meant.
anything you need to change on it though?
Nope, that's all good.
Alright, you ready to roll the die?
Yeah, let's execute some old principles.
I'm pretty sure. I just want to make sure. Yeah, like we don't cross out the old. We don't cross out the new principles that we're making, don't they?
No, the old ones go to die, and then the new ones take their place.
Yeah. Three.
Oh, okay. First and foremost, let's get rid of I will preserve knowledge for future generations. Because the only person who should have all this knowledge is I, Sir Lionheart the Paladin.
No need for future generations when I shall outlive them all.
Yeah,
Like, have you
God, they're probably gonna
experienced
figure out immortality soon enough. Yeah, they're the only one that needs to live. They don't care for, passing down the torch and having future children and whatnot.
Okay. What's that?
The next one to execute is very, very similar to what we just got rid of for similar reasons.
Mhm.
I want to protect my family because they don't care about, their family, their lineage. They are the only person that matters.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine being able to know somebody's crimes, and like even if they're mundane, if you're around that person all the time, you can't stop thinking about it.
Oh
So
yeah,
they're-
that would
around the-
that would mess with someone, and that
around
would
their
definitely
family all
feeds
the
into
time.
the superiority complex.
Mhm.
Alright. And the third and final principle.
I will mentor those under my command. Because why should they train others? When everyone else is so insignificant. They mean nothing. Their existence contributes. That's alright. Sir Lionheart has discovered nihilism.
Oh yeah.
All they need to do is follow orders. I know what's right.
All right.
How many remaining traits do we have left? Because depending on what we roll, we might not get them all eliminated.
Well, we just keep going around.
Oh, okay.
Hey, for the new warped versions of the traits, could you put them in bold and make them a different color or something?
No.
Oh.
The rules thing is very, very basic.
Gotcha.
But you have how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. Fighting openly is foolish. I will use trickery to win my battles.
Heck yeah. Deception.
What could be wiser than strategy unseen?
Oh.
As they grew in power and knowledge, they became terrified of losing it if they were ever to engage in an open battle. And died. There we go. All right, time for me to roll the dice. Four. Oh, it's time. We're killing this man.
Oh, yeah, you. They die after this, according to the
Alright.
rules.
I will never tell a lie became. Oh, I can't type and think at the same time. There we go. So I will never tell a lie was destroyed because the sword began to tell them how little their subjects truly understood when they bothered to explain a subject of their knowledge. Much better to tell little white lies and simplifications to save everyone time.
A need for honesty is naive, and not to mention inefficient.
Oh no, never mind. Fizz gets 1? No, that was 1, 2,
No, there
3,
were
4.
there were 5 left, right?
Yeah, there is 5. So Fizz gets 1. Good. I got 1. I'm definitely doing. I will never eat a human being. One subject of knowledge the sword imparted was how to extend their life in order to continue gaining the knowledge and power they craved. All it required was a little meal of human flesh every now and then more frequently every month. And, was that... That was 2.
Mm-hmm. No, the bad vibes.
Now listen to My Chemical Romance.
How could it be that I, of all people, don't pass the vibe check?
Oh no! Literally, I just imagined this character becoming Palpatine.
Paladin Palpatine.
Yep, I mean, it fits.
Palpatine, but a redditor.
They become the Pope.
And a TikTok creator, apparently.
They become the Pope, so they're Papal Paladin Palpatine.
I will never refuse a duel when challenged. As their body decayed from the cursed sword's bad vibes, their once vaunted strength and prowess with a sword began to fade. They realized that any duel they participated in, they would lose.
Thankfully, I've cultivated enough clout that I would never have to do it on my own.
Thankfully, I've learned the secret technique of pocket sand.
I'm just imagining pocket sand as like earth magic. Like you don't want to be outed as a mage, so you just pretend you had it in your pocket.
I will always be prepared for the worst. The sword's knowledge was simply too much for their mind to comprehend. How could they possibly be prepared for the worst when they knew just how many ways things could go wrong? Alright, Fizz, it is your turn for a experience principle, and then we get to roll the die, and you get to kill him.
Gotcha. Which one's left? Oh, I have to make an experience.
You got to make the principle first, yeah.
You're right. Let's see. With all I've experienced and all I've known, how could I trust anybody but myself?
Trust nobody. Build an army. Fire Emblem. Only on Game Boy Advance.
Do you want to simplify that down to I will trust no one else?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. How did the cursed sword teach them this?
Nobody else has the knowledge that's imparted upon them by the cursed sword, and nobody else has experienced the decisions necessary when one has this knowledge. So no one has the wisdom or experience to change my mind.
Okay. I will roll the dice for good times. You get to kill 2 of them, which basically means you get to kill the one.
I'll kill it twice, just to be sure.
You gotta kill the punish evildoers one.
All right. I know what to say. I just gotta think of how to say it.
Yeah, take your time.
When one has knowledge of a person's wrongdoings with nothing held back, everybody is an evildoer. So we must judge based on priority. Everyone is complicit.
That good? Did I miss anything in that one?
Yeah, that works.
Alright. The wielder... Go around a circle repeating this process until all the principles are destroyed. The wielder will then die and drop the cursed sword. Then the six-sided the six-sided die twice and add the numbers rolled together. 2, 3. Alright, this number will determine how long until the next wielder encounters the cursed sword. Each number will correspond to a unit of measuring time, a minute, an hour. So, 4 day, 5 weeks, 6 months, 7 years, 8 decade, 9 lifetime, 10 century, 11 millennia, and 12 age. Once you determine how much time has passed, describe the next wielder of the cursed sword and determine how they found it. Let's go ahead and just kind of determine who this person is who found the sword an hour after after Sir Lionheart died. Do you want to do that real quick, and then we'll wrap up?
Yeah, sure, that sounds fine.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody have any suggestions?
Let's see. Since people were being punished in order of priority, the person who picks it up would have witnessed the majority of Sir Lionheart's atrocities. And I think they would be motivated to avoid the same issues but fall into the same traps. They think they could use the power of the sword to resist the sword, which is folly.
How did they find it?
After Lionheart died, I would imagine that the sword would either return to where it was first initially found, or it would just be on Lionheart's body.
Well, it was like what, just 1 hour?
Yeah, it was 1 hour later.
Because I was thinking that the room that he died in, we could start to reform the place where he found it.
And so the cycle continues.
Indeed.
Oh no. Oh my.
I imagine the person who picks it up is somebody who's waiting their turn for punishment, had been like living their life in fear, seeing what happened to those before them, or one of his servants who had witnessed everything up to that point.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. Maybe they were like a trusted advisor or something, or like a brave buddy knight. And after everything, it was finally their turn to be on the chopping block. So, repeat the entire process of adding and removing principles until the next wielder is destroyed. Repeat this cycle of violence until you find it narratively satisfying to end. To end the game, have the final wielder destroyed. Going around in a circle, have each player describe in 1 or 2 sentences the area around the cursed sword as it waits for the next wielder to hold it. The cursed sword cannot die, nor can it be destroyed. The game then ends, but the sword never ends. Never. So, do you want to quickly describe the ancient temple, and then we'll wrap up?
Sure thing.
All right.
I can start with saying, first and foremost, there is a sense of emptiness and, I guess, yeah, hollowness in the temple. It feels as if no life has ever stepped in there, ever. As if it was constructed by some otherworldly magic rather than an ancient civilization.
Okay. Fizz or Nash, you want to describe any bit of it?
The pedestal that it's thrust into is the remains of Sir Lionheart's armor long after he's passed away, as if to exemplify the bitterness of the people he ruled over. Jabbed it straight through him and left him there.
How about Sir Lionheart's voice has now been added to the collection of previous voices coming from the
Nice.
sword.
Okay.
Hell yeah, we love that kind of flavor.
Oh, they're all calling out because they like want to finish the job, but they need somebody to help them do it.
Okay. Anything else you want to add? Oh, Replicant, thank you so much for the raid.
Replicant, hi.
Hi, Replicant. Hi, Raiders.
Yeah.
We just finished off Sword Poem RPG. We're just going to basically start wrapping up, but I hope you had a great time with the Alchemist that Gotcha game. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Stroke of the Bagpipe Treasure. I think me too, but I'm very tired. But in the meantime, we are currently raising money for medical aid for Palestinians, along with physicist Nash and Libby. And yeah, we just finished off Sword Poem RPG, and well, what did everyone think of it?
I think it was pretty cool. I
It
think
was
the
good, yeah.
the setting could be like used for a lot of things after you develop the lore this way.
Mhm.
I can imagine that, yes, that's something that could go on for a couple of hours and have like really intricate, in-depth world building and, great characters that, yeah, I had a good time with it. I like swords. I like corruption stories. It fits.
If
Nice.
we kept going along with the next wielder in line, it'd be cool to see how they're influenced in similar ways to reach the same kind of ruin for different reasons.
Mm-hmm. And we could either pick different principles, or we could even build off of the previous wielder's principles and how determine what they did wrong and be well, I'm not gonna do that again. Which could be interesting. But yeah, this was a really neat one page, and thank you all so much for doing this today.
Yeah.
It was fun. I liked it.
Thank you so much for having us. It was a good time.
So we're gonna do one more game today with Lumi, and then that'll be all. Just because I am exceedingly tired.
It's a very
So-
EB stream.
Yes.
So we're not gonna go on for too long here, but I appreciate everybody tuning in, and we're gonna just do some setup, and then we will be ready to go. Sleepy Woka, that's me. All right, so thank you so much to Nash and Fizz for joining. Really
Yeah.
appreciate you both being here. A shame we couldn't get Sheppy. Sheppy had also signed up for this game, but unfortunately we just couldn't schedule something with them, and that's
Yeah, hopefully we can get one of the next few games with Sheppy in it.
Yeah, they had a planned vacation.
Yeah, which
Mm-hmm.
happens. I especially kind of delayed a lot on getting this all set up, but I will do my best to make sure that everybody who's signed up for some games gets to join in, because I know there's some people who signed up for stuff that haven't been on yet. So we'll see what we can do towards the end of April. But thank you so much. I'm going to take a quick 1 minute break to set up, and then we will get started with the other game of the night. Don't hang up.
Sure thing, take your time, Woka.
Okay,
I'll be in chat.
sure thing.
Yep.
Be right back. Alrighty, welcome back, everybody. We are once again joined by Luminously, and today, now we're going to be playing a game called Don't Hang Up, a duet by Ari and Siva. So, don't hang up. I won't. Don't hang up is a desperate last conversation between two people, one drifting and one listening. Requirements: a deck of cards with only the face cards and aces of the four suits, and a friend to play with. We thankfully have both.
Nice. It's gonna probably be a serious game, so just a quick content warning for all the viewers as well that things might get a bit dark.
Mm-hmm. Things are definitely going to get pretty dark, so...
Yeah.
If you are uncomfortable with this, just do not hesitate to take a break. This will be the last game of the night, so you won't be missing anything if you tune out now. But thanks so much to everybody for joining. So, shall we begin, Lumi?
Yeah, let's get started with the preparation.
Yeah, so preparation. Before the game begins, choose what situation you are both in. One must be the person who is lost and cannot be found. The other must be their last contact with the world. There is no hope. All rescue operations will fail. The clock ticks, and all you can do is talk. If you need inspiration for the situation, you can use one of these or make one up. The situation matters little to your last conversation. Do you have anything in mind, Lumi?
Well, honestly, the first thing that came to mind when I saw this game was something like a zombie apocalypse, but that's not the most creative thing.
I'll take that. That works for me.
I
So,
also
like-
want to have a quick look at some of these examples here as well.
Sure, let's read them out then. You are stranded on a boat heading out into a storm all alone, and the nearest shore is too far to get to. All you have is a lonely lighthouse keeper. You are drifting in space after your shuttle broke, and you only have enough oxygen for a little while. All you have is an unpaid intern on a late night shift. You are on a battlefield bleeding out, and a magical orb has fallen towards you. All you have is a confused magical apprentice. You are on your deathbed, and this is the last visit you shall have. All you have is your visitor. You are crashing. All you have is an operator on a static-filled line. You are leaving. The other is the only one to listen at the end.
None of these in particular have really drawn me towards them, so I'm okay with going with the original idea that I had, unless you like any of these.
No, I think that'll work. So do you want to kind of, like, fill it out a little bit? Like, is it one person, like...
Yeah,
in, like,
let's color it in a little bit. Okay, so we've got a zombie apocalypse scenario.
Mhm.
Let's see. Perhaps a small town has been overrun by the virus,
Mhm.
and the person on the phone is the only remaining survivor,
Mhm.
and is soon to turn into a zombie themselves. Perhaps, I don't know, the virus is being carried through the air, so it's, like, unavoidable.
Or maybe they got bit.
Yeah, or they got bit. In fact, I think that's a good premise.
And the other person is someone that they've called in like another town or something.
Yeah, perhaps they could be calling a hospital number, and the only person who was there to pick up the phone is perhaps an experienced survivor.
Okay. Do you have a particular person you'd like to be in this scenario? Do you want to be the person who got bit, or do you want to be the person at the hospital?
I want to be the person at the hospital.
Okay.
I don't want to be a victim this time. I don't want to be the person who's going to die.
That's fine. I will die. All right. Gameplay. Shuffle your cards, which I already did. Sit with your partner and lay the cards face down in the middle. Say the words. Don't hang up.
I won't.
Begin the game with the drifter drawing a card, which is me. Each suit comes with a topic of conversation. Once you've spoken of it, let the listener answer. Then the listener draws a card and the conversation continues. Draw cards alternatively and have the conversation until you draw an ace. So let's get started.
Oh my god. No way! The game's over already.
No, thankfully, there's a specific ace that ends the game, not this one. The
Oh,
ace of
okay,
hearts.
okay.
Something failed, a rescue operation or a piece of equipment. Pretend it hasn't, so the other keeps talking.
Oh, okay.
Well,
this is probably a really rough way to start.
Yeah, but that's fine.
You want to just plan it out before we have that conversation? Or no, is it just a modifier that affects how the rest of the game goes?
It's just something happens, but I don't think that it mechanically changes the game.
Okay.
So, I want to mulligan. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's
a bit rough to start on. Because we haven't even established like the
Mhm.
basic scenario. Oh, no, the basic scenario we fleshed out, but the details, yeah.
The Jack of Clubs. Speak of something you had the time or energy or money to do. If you have pulled clubs before you continue speaking of the same thing. Hey, you ever go fishing?
Fishing? Never had time for that.
Yeah.
I was always into sports.
Me neither. You know, I spent all that time worrying about making money, and I bought so many little fishing catalogs and gazed longingly at all the little watering holes that they recommended. But I never went myself.
Did you have no one to go with?
Honestly, you'd think in a small town like this that someone would want fishing, and maybe there was, but I think I was just too busy to really go and find somebody. Kind of embarrassing, really.
We all have regrets. Look, ever since shit went down, I've done terrible things that I've come to regret. And listen, it never gets any easier. You're gonna carry that with you for the rest of your life.
I suppose so. Alright, your turn for a conversation.
Sure thing.
The Queen of Spades.
Okay, let's see. Spades. Share a regret or sad memory with someone you love or hate. If you have pulled any spades before, you can continue speaking of the same person. Listen, my brother turned. Not too soon after the apocalypse began. And I loved him. I had to be the one to put him down. There was just no one else who could do it at the time. I had the bullet, I had the pistol, I had to do that.
Man, that sucks. I'm really sorry you had to do that.
And that's why I wish I had more time with him before it came to that, you know? Like, I may be doing just fine right now, you know, I've got this big group and, you know, my buddies are probably in the background. You know, you might be hearing them going off about some random shit, but I might be in a good position now, but the shit I've had to go through to get to where I am to survive in this fucking awful world that we live in. Man, those memories. Fuck, I still miss them to this day.
I'm sure you, as much as it hurts, that you did have some really good times together. Did you ever do anything together?
Yeah, we were both on a soccer team together actually in high school. We played some pretty mean offense, but look, I'm getting old. I'm in my 30s now, actually. We did kind of drift apart a little bit, but once the apocalypse started, I grabbed hold of their hand and promised that I'd never let go.
I'm sure you didn't, even at the end.
I want to go into the next card?
Yep.
Your turn? Are you fucking kidding me?
The game ends.
The game? Okay, well,
Say the words. Don't hang up.
I won't.
The line
The line disconnects.
disconnects.
Damn!
What?
We can go for another one.
Yeah, let's go for another one. Do you want to change the subject?
Yeah, we can change the premise and also swap roles as well.
Sure.
I
Do you have
think
any-
what's the most tragic about this game is how you can be having those conversations right there and it just ends.
Mhm.
We didn't
That's
get
how
to
it-
hear the drifters side of the story.
Nope.
We didn't really get to hear all too much about them.
Only a really brief conversation.
Fizz is also just noting that the music is a little bit too upbeat for the situation. Like, yippee! We probably all died after that phone call.
There you go. There you fucking go. All right. Do you have any other premises?
Premises? We could do the one in space.
Sure. The shuttle one.
Yeah.
All right.
So you're drifting in space after your shuttle broke, and only have enough oxygen for a little while. All you have is an unpaid intern on a late night shift.
No way,
And,
Signalis.
yeah, that's kind of why I wanted to pick it. It's the Signalis vibes.
All right.
So I will be the drifter, and you can be the listener this time around.
Let us begin, as always, by shuffling the cards, sitting with the partner, and laying the cards face down in the middle. Say the words.
Don't hang up.
I won't. All right. Your first card is the Ace of Spades. No, it's not.
Oh my gosh.
Clubs. Speak of something you wish you had time or energy or money to do so. If you have pulled clubs
The
before, you
exact
continue
same start.
speaking of the same thing. All right.
Hey, I really wish I had enough time to spend time with my family before I went off on this mission to find new planets.
Did the astronaut training not leave a lot of time for your family?
No, in fact, I wasn't even given a final goodbye to them before we lifted off. So the last time I saw them was like, I don't know, years, months? Time is really hard to gauge right now.
Did you at least leave on good terms with them?
I'd say so. I remember giving my little sister a final hug, and she actually gave me one of her favorite plush toys to bring on the trip. I've got him here, actually. Mr. Snuggles, he's a nice little bear.
Oh. I'm sure Mr. Snuggles is very safe with you.
But I really wish that I was granted more time with my family before I could leave. You know, here in space, it's so lonely. I can't hear anything except my own voice. And you kind of get sick of that after a while, so just having you here, oh my gosh, I'm so relieved.
I'm glad I can help. I only started today, so I really don't know what I'm doing.
Well, whatever happens, just don't hang up, all right? Just stay on that line for as long as you can.
Okay.
And then maybe if you need to go for a little bit, that's fine, but just don't end the line. I just having this phone active, it's something other than my voice to listen to.
Okay. I can do that. King of Hearts. Share a happy memory of the time you spent with someone you love or someone you miss. If you can have pulled hearts before, you can continue speaking of the same person. Honestly, speaking of family, I really miss the roommate I had in college. You see, we were both studying astrophysics, and so we were rooming together for a couple years, and it was really nice. But we both graduated and kind of went our separate ways, and thinking about it, I never really got their contact information or anything, and I don't really know how to reach them anymore. But just thinking about the times that we sat there and studied together and shared interesting stories about outer space and why we were there studying it, it really made me really encouraged me to keep going and keep working towards my degree.
Yeah, I can imagine having someone like that to keep you going, especially when the times get tough.
Yeah.
Do you know where they went after everything?
Unfortunately, no. They got much better grades than I did, so I think they're off somewhere being way more successful than I am. They would definitely know what to do now, and I way more than I ever could.
So, like, they're stuck as a CEO and you're here as an intern?
Maybe, yeah. They probably have what it takes to get that far.
Look, my grades weren't the best either, but hey, look at me, up in space all on my own. I guess you don't need great grades for that, but still.
I suppose not. Well, either way, I'm doing all that I can. You have drawn the Jack of Diamonds.
Okay, speak of something lost or something found. If you have pulled diamonds before, you can continue speaking of the same thing. Oh, I know it's kind of off topic, but it just came to mind. Before I left, I actually found a photo album from my grandma. And I actually snuck it here with me. I was told not to bring too many personal belongings, but hey, I've got it. It's got a lot of photos of, well, my grandmother and her parents, and even I'm in a couple of photos near the end.
That's amazing. It must be quite something to be able to trace back so many memories like that.
Kind of depressing, though. I mean, they're all the way back on Earth. I'm up here. I'm probably not gonna get to see them for a few years or so.
Maybe,
But
but at least you'll have those photos to remember who's waiting for you back at home.
I was actually gonna just say that, yeah, it's nice to have something. I'm probably gonna get in a ton of trouble after, I finish this whole operation. But look, anything that keeps me sane,
Yeah, I
Mr.
get it.
Snuggles, the photo album, all this stuff. And I mean, you too, of course. I know we just met and all, but I feel like I've known you my entire life. It's just so good to have someone. You have many photo albums as well of your own, perhaps from relatives, or are you making one yourself? Or forgive me if I'm talking too much. I'm so ecstatic to just have someone to talk to. You have no idea.
Hey, no, that's okay. I don't really have any photo albums. Um, I I don't like to take pictures of myself, and I didn't really get much of a chance to take any photo albums with me when I left. I didn't get along on the best terms with my family, so that I just never really saw the point.
Yeah, no need to make memories of something that you don't want to remember.
Yeah, it does make me kind of regret that I don't remember much of anything thinking back on my childhood.
That's really sad because your childhood is such an important part of your life. It's the foundation of everything to come. It's kind of upsetting, but hey, at least you can make memories now, right? I mean, maybe you can't make too many good memories with a, internship like you currently have. Or, I mean, I don't mean to assume, it just sounds like a kind of boring job.
Well, most of the time I'm just looking at data and making observations about it. We don't normally get a lot of radio contacts, especially from ones outside of Earth, but I mean, this is pretty exciting.
Oh, it's an ace.
This is the Ace of Clubs. A ray of hope shows up. Something might work. It doesn't. Listen.
Hey. Oh, yeah.
Sorry, is it? Yeah, no, this is my card, I think.
Yeah,
It is.
it's yours.
Sorry.
No, just imagine that they both tried to speak at the same time.
Oh. Look, I know you called in with a distress call. And while we were talking, I've been looking up to see in the manual to see like what could we possibly do. Look, have you maybe tried like flushing the recycler, and like maybe that'll recirculate the air and get it working again.
Yeah, I was actually just gonna mention that. So you have a manual there that says that would work?
I think so. I think I'm reading it right.
Oh, all right. Just like give me a few minutes. I'm still gonna talk to you. I'll try my best to have the phone with me, but it's gonna be a bit hard. And I'll tell you how that goes.
Okay.
A couple minutes later. Shit, no, fuck, it's not working. Did I do it wrong? Could you read the manual to me one more time? Just...
Yeah, sure, sorry. So step number 1, disengage the safety locks. Step number 2, activate the cycler fan. Step number 3, press the button labeled flush recyclers, and that's it. There's only the 3 instructions.
The buttons aren't labeled. There's multiple of them in different shapes and sizes and colors.
No way, I think I have the right manual here.
Perhaps it's a different model of spaceship than what your manual says?
Oh no.
Look, I have no idea how long I've been up here. It could have been hundreds of years for all I know. How am I still alive? I don't know.
Well, look, I'm really sorry. I hope that didn't make anything worse.
It's fine. My clock is ticking slightly faster, but look, just don't hang up still, okay?
Okay,
Just stay here with me.
okay, I will. Time for heartbreak
Oh.
back to back. Something failed,
Oh,
a
no.
rescue operation or a piece of equipment. Pretend it hasn't so the other keeps talking.
Okay. Wait, so that would be one of my bits of equipment fail?
Yes.
Okay. I want to imagine, like, whatever I'm speaking into, some sort of phone, is starting to have a lot of static in it, and so it's really hard for you to hear my full sentences.
Okay.
And so you're basically going to do that thing where it's like, oh yeah, I totally hear what you're saying, and I'm going to respond as such.
Okay.
You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Yeah. You're coming in loud and clear.
Oxygen losing. I not work. Help.
Okay, yeah, I'll keep looking through the manual. I'm sure there's something there that can help. Even if it's not the right manual, I'm sure there's some commonality somewhere.
Manual, no. Don't. Anything.
Okay, I'll just keep trying then.
Help. Call. Someone. Losing. Manual's not.
Oh, jeez. Who can I call at this hour? I don't think I was ever given, like, a list of contact information.
Hang up. Please. Stay.
Yeah, I'm here. Clean club. Look, you know, this is kind of embarrassing, but, back in college, I kind of really wanted to join the chess team. I really wanted to give that a try, but between studying and trying to live on my own, I just never really found the time to justify trying that out, you know? I mean it's chess. However, how is that gonna help me, right? Sorry, I know that was silly. I'll keep looking for something to help.
Please. No more. Just look for it.
Okay, I'll look for it. You get the Queen of Spades.
See, spades. Just share or regret or sadness, or something you love or hate. You fill space before you can continue speaking to the same person. I don't think I drew this one before in this game. Okay. This is gonna be fucking difficult. I have to fragment my sentences.
You don't
Or maybe
have
it could
to.
stabilize for a little
You
bit.
can stabilize if you want. You do not
Yeah,
have to
no,
go
okay,
move.
okay. It'll stabilize for a little bit then.
Mhm.
So I can actually speak normally. Hey, it's working now? Is this working now?
Yeah, it's working. It's working.
Oh, okay, finally. Oh god, I just smacked the thing around and pressed a couple random buttons. Look, there's no manual on the ship here, so I'm just gonna have to see how long this lasts for. But look, putting that aside, you know, there was this boy I really wish that I confessed to before I went here on this trip. We knew each other in college and everything, and we were studying together, kind of like with you and your roommates, and oh fuck, I'm nervous. Uh, yeah, I just wish that I had the chance to say how I felt, but maybe it's for the best that I didn't, considering, you know, he might never see me again. But look, he was just such the most charming person that I've ever known. So smart and just knowing exactly what to say to make me smile. I'm just really upset that we had to say goodbye on a fight. We had a misunderstanding about just, well, you know how it is. It's relationships and study and, you know, planning for the future. It's all so complicated, and God, I wish that we could have ended things on a better note than that.
I understand. It's never easy to sit there and wonder what could have been. But I'm sure that he misses you too. And I hope that you two are able to meet up again when all of this is done.
And when we meet up again, I think one of the first things I'm going to do is clear up the misunderstandings and tell him how I really feel.
I'm rooting for you. I hope that goes well. I know you can do it.
Me too. Me too. Yeah. I'll just keep thinking positive thoughts, and it just, yeah. I've got that to look forward to. It'll be fine, right? Nothing is gonna go wrong?
Yeah, everything's gonna be just fine.
No! Fucking stupid game. I hate this. I hate this.
The brutal irony on display here. Ace of Spades.
Oh my.
The game ends.
Okay.
Say the
I have
words.
to say the line. Hey, remember, don't hang up.
I won't.
The
The
line,
line disconnects.
disconnect.
Oh, damn! What a time for the game to end like that. Brutal.
Emotional damage.
Oh. This game is very cool, too.
Oh, this was a game for theater kids. I should say I was a theater kid growing up.
I was a wannabe
Like
theater
high
kid.
school.
So,
I never got any lead roles, but hey, like, I tried.
oh, it doesn't always need to be the lead role though. But you
Yeah,
gave
exactly.
you had a great performance here, so that was really well done.
I'll be honest, Soroka, I don't know if I can take a third round.
No, I don't want to do a third round either.
No, it's like if we do 3 rounds, it's going to really start hurting.
Yeah, but this was real good. This was nice and simple and easy to set up, and definitely definitely leads to some heart-wrenching stories.
Yep, I just took the premise of Signalis and rolled with it.
Yeah, it works. God, I cannot believe how perfectly timed that was.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I was kind of trying to set up that irony, like by constantly having my character be really insecure and needing that constant like reaffirmation that like, oh hey, you're not gonna hang up
Mhm.
and it's gonna be fine. I think it would have been even more tragic if the static on the phone wasn't fixed in time, and so I wouldn't be able to complete the full line.
Oh, brutal. But yeah, this was really good. Thanks so much, Lumi, for joining, and thanks so much to Fizz and Nash for joining for our previous game. I think we're gonna go ahead and
it seems like I have an attraction to these very dramatic games.
That's all right. It's okay to have a little bit of catharsis.
And thank you so much for having me, Soroka. Sorry to cut you off there. I just want to add in some quick words.
Oh yeah, sure thing. Sorry about that. Oh, sorry, you already added the words.
No, I already added them. But I
Okay,
can
my
say
bad.
some extra things.
Yeah, go ahead. Say
Don't
some
forget
extra things.
to check out the donate page for the medical aid for Palestinians. We're 50% of the way there to the total goal, which is just incredible. And I'm looking forward to participating in more of these in the future and raising some more money.
Yeah, sounds good. We'll definitely be trying to do these at least once every month. February was a bit of an exception because we played Hypermall instead. But I do want to try keeping making our way through this bundle. It just takes a while. There's a lot of games, and to show them off, it just takes a while. But thanks so much to everybody for sticking with this project, because we've been doing this since November, and I really appreciate everybody's support and everything for what we've been working on. When is your next stream, Lumi?
My next stream is going to be tomorrow at the same time this stream started, and I will be starting my first time ever playthrough of Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin. So there's going to be a lot of deaths, a lot of screaming, a lot of me just stopping to read item descriptions. It's going to be a good time.
Nice. Oh yeah, because yeah, Dark Souls 2, pretty interesting game. Pretty different, but I think you'll still enjoy it. So
Heck yeah,
definitely tune in to see that.
I'm very excited, but also anxious to see how I'm going to feel about it.
Mm-hmm. It's yeah, it's different, but I think it'll be familiar enough to be interesting, and I hope that you find that the new additions are quite interesting. There's some of them are quite neat, and then they get kind of repurposed in Elden Ring and kind of brought into a new light that makes them shine a little bit better. So thanks so much for joining. Let's quickly talk about what we're doing the rest of this week, and then we'll send you off to somebody else. Alrighty. So thanks again, Lemmy, before we go. And thanks so much to Nash and Fizz for joining for the previous game.
Thank you so much. I'll be seeing you all around. Take care, Woka.
Thanks, you too, Lemmy. See you tomorrow.
See ya.
Bye-bye. Alrighty. So, let's talk about what we're doing the rest of this week, and then we will send you off to somebody else. So, tomorrow, 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time / 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, we'll be playing some more Dragon's Dogma 2. We have some monster slaying quests from Captain Brandt we need to take care of, and then we're going to attend a masquerade, all in service of furthering our claim to be the real Arisen and stopping Queen Disa's plot to take over the kingdom. So, very exciting stuff. Is that a donation? Sure is a donation. Streamlabs bot. I hate you. Why don't you work? Why is my Streamlabs bot not letting me know who's donating now? I need to see who recently donated. I can't, can I? I'm sorry, I thought I had this all set up already, but something's not working. It was a Lumi donation? Thank you so much, Lumi. Really, really appreciate it. All of this money will be going to a very good cause, and I sincerely hope that you all appreciate all the hard work that people have been doing to get these games up and running, and thank you so much to all the people who've donated and kept us going. Really, really makes it feel worthwhile. So where was I? Right, on Sunday, 7 p.m. Sorry, Sunday, 3 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time /6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, we'll be playing Ruby Grim Eclipse for Save Slime Daddy. So I, in my hubris, but also in because it's needed, are taking part in 2 different charity events this week. Wonderful artist Void Debris has been diagnosed with cancer, and his insurance company will not cover the examinations and treatment, specifically because he is trans. So we're raising money to get to basically to pay for Void's medical expenses, as well as legal fees to be able to take the insurers to court and force them to pay up, because insurance companies are fucked. They're like evil people. So we'll be playing Ruby Grim Eclipse. I have fallen off of Ruby since like 2015, but I bought that game I think around that time. I'm going to be not having fun revisiting this game from my memory and revisiting the Woobies. But I'm gonna do it to raise money for Void. I'm going to, well, I will maybe day of see if there's any kind of donations I can do, or any kind of donation incentives, but don't expect anything. I'm sorry. I don't have the brain power to think of incentives. I'm not very good at them. But thank you so much to everybody who's already donated, and thank you so much to everybody who's helped spread the word about this as well. And then on Monday, 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time /10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, we'll be playing some more Bloodborne. We're working our way through the DLC, and then once we finish it, we will finish the last fight of the game and finish off Bloodborne, which will be exciting because it's been a fun experience. But I'm also wanting to see what lies next on our list. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Let's go ahead and see who we can send you off to here. Who's live tonight? Lots of people are live. Hmm. I'm spoiled for choice. Why don't we raid over to Softmo69, aka Salim, a Mothby. So thank you all so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you all back here tomorrow, 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time /10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, for some Dragon's Dogma 2. Take care, everyone. Yeah, I also really hope everything goes well for Void. I definitely a very scary situation to be in, and let's do what we can to make things better for him. Thanks so much for tuning in. Here's our raid message. You can unlock the emotes with channel points, or just kind of use whatever raid message you'd like, as long as you show your support to our raid target. That's all I ask. Thanks so much. See you back here tomorrow. Good night.